Welcome to the Denny Montage channel, haters and armchair experts. And we're starting the season on insulating and finishing the facades of country and residential houses in the Moscow region. Right now we are in the Mozaisk district. Our house is made of timber.
This is what our house looks like.
We will insulate the house with 50 millimeters. The house is like a summer cottage. It won't be for permanent living. Our foundation is built on concrete piles. We will also cover the foundation here, and we will insulate it using planed timber. We will also finish the soffit everywhere here. Here, the client did something himself, tried to do something. We will dismantle everything. We will remove the extra window trims. Let me walk around and show you the house from a distance.
We have a bay window here like this.
All of this will be finished with facade panels. I'll show you exactly which ones later. So the veranda, all of this stays as it is. The client will install the floors later. He also wants to cover the ceiling later with imitation timber. The house itself has the first floor made of profiled timber. The second floor is frame construction, covered with imitation timber. Here we have a 100 by 25 board, then a 50 by 100 board, and a 150 by 25 board. We also laid the profile here and carefully covered all of it. We had a bit of a conflict at the market over the boards. They didn't want to let us pick good boards. They were selling ones with wine and, well, all sorts of junky boards, basically. We started arguing there with the client, went together with the sellers, but they didn't want to let us choose. But somehow we managed to sort it all out. We chose the board, the fasteners, self-tapping screws, 64 length 64 to fasten the board on the overhang. So here we have a 100 by 5 self-tapping screw, 100 by 5, that's for fastening the bar. Next we have a 25 self-tapping screw for fastening the facade panels. Next, and so on. So here we have a self-tapping screw, length 13, for fastening the metal lighting. So here we have a few
19 self-tapping screws.
We'll use them to fasten the soffit and all sorts of small stuff. For the battens, we don't use long screws, we use 13s. So here we have fasteners called Munger, length is 20. We'll be using these mungas to fasten, using these fasteners to attach the board to the piles. That is to reinforce it, so that later we can assemble and secure it, the metal frame, onto the base. We also bought the hangers, meaning each hanger uses 2 roofing screws. Usually we use galvanized ones, but there weren't many available, so we got green ones. The price is basically the same. Here we have a compression washer, that's what it's called. This is for fastening the insulation. We insert this self-tapping screw into the washer and attach the insulation to the beam. And we brought these little grills for the gable to the customer. Also, the drip edges are already here for the start, so we don't have to wait later. We ordered the drip edges right away. So these panels will go on the plinth. The height of the panel is 590. Basically, this is the best option for the plinth, because the plinth will look not small but medium sized. So these are our facade panels. This will be the main color of the house facade. This is how it will all look on the wall. Well, I'll show you all of this later. So only here we'll have a drip cap installed. There will be a small gap so the base stands out, and the corners will have outside corners of this shape. So we'll have corners on the house. Round where the bay window is, we'll make not such metal corners. In practice, we used to bend such corners with a heat gun, but they have weak spots. The corner can crack here, even if you heat it with a heat gun and bend the corner. Let's say to 135 degrees, small cracks appear inside here. It's not really active. That's why on the bay window we'll make the corners out of metal, and where we have 90-degree corners we'll install facade corner pieces there. Now we've already prepared the house. We installed a 50 by 50 plain timber beam at our site. In this case, we will insulate the house with TechnoNICOL standard insulation, but I won't advertise the manufacturer. The insulation has a density of 80, which means it's 50 basalt insulation. Let's take the next panel together. We tap it. We press it down. And very thoroughly, tightly. We drive it in, insulate. The largest coil bridge in a timber beam is where the joints are, whether it's toe or something else. The timber itself doesn't freeze through, only the joints freeze if they're not insulated. Alright, let's take another tile. We install it, take a brush, and if any snow got in somewhere, brush it off. The excess. We installed it.
It will be insulated.
We attach it. Very tightly. We install the insulation so there are no gaps the size of a finger or something else there. That's how he insulates. We measure from the right insulation. The size, we make a mark like this and check the height. So we have 585.
585.
We freeze it again, we measure it. 585. Also guys, I don't recommend calling me. I don't give consultations about installation. That's why I make videos. Watch the videos. Everything is clearly shown there. So we take it. We draw a line. We draw a line. We cut it off, we put the knife down. We install the tile. The insulation fits tightly, it covers the seams. This is the coldest spot on the timber, because the wood itself doesn't freeze through, it's the seams that do. That's why, in this case, we cover the seam with insulation. We take the tape measure, measure out 26.8 from here.
So it comes out to the millimeter.
268 millimeter, 26.8.
26.8.
We set the cup. Let's squeeze it.
58.28, 58.2.
If you can't see me on camera, it's no big deal. Okay, 58.2.
Okay.
Now I'm cutting a piece. I'll take a straight one. A board, a panel, anything. Let's take it. And we cut it neatly. Don't rush, do it with feeling, with sense, with care.
We do it with quality so that everything looks beautiful.
You can always argue, but it's better to do things well and with quality. Alright, Kolodno, let's take it and set up our cage.
We're setting it up.
Up, 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 up. We take it, tap it a little like this so that our seams, so that our fastener fits nicely, carefully. Alright, our tile is ready. So next, what do? We take a bucket and take it out. Washers like these, and we install them.
Washers.
In order to press down our chain link,
2 pieces each. No more needed.
don't forget we ventilate into the facade. This is the best facade there is.
Even if you have a brick house,
we can come to you. We will insulate your brick, which will begin crumbling in 10 to 15 years, and insulate it the same way.
this technology lets you do it without a wooden beam. There is another technology where a more reinforced subsystem is used, meaning the lathing itself.
We will insulate your brick house, make a beautiful facade, and your home will last for many years. If the house is for permanent residence, it is recommended to insulate it with 100 meanings. So next, we take our screwdriver and press our bricks. Before insulating a timber wooden house, the type, profiled, planned, or otherwise, doesn't matter. The customer should know a few things, such as installing ventilation in the house, preferably supply ventilation so that all the moisture goes out through the ventilation pipe. Also install vapor barrier inside the room and do it the same way it's done in frame house technology. That is them.
They make a barrier, they make barriers from the inside. That is, they install vapor barrier from the inside to block moisture from getting into the timber.
Also so that our moisture doesn't get into the insulation. That is, we need to make sure that we don't have a dew point between the log and the insulation. Ideally, if you already have interior finishing, make sure you have good ventilation. Install an exhaust hood in the kitchen. When you cook, you definitely need to have an exhaust hood in the kitchen so that all the steam goes into the vent. Not into the walls, not between the logs, but specifically into the vent.
This way, you will preserve the longevity of your house. There are spammers and all sorts of smart guys.
What they say about putting some kind of films on the outside. You should never put any films directly on bare timber because of the dew point. That means water will stagnate between the wood and the film. In other words, it won't move, and your timber will slowly get moldy. That's it, guys. I've insulated it. Soon we'll insulate the whole house, and I'll make a video report for you. So guys, we've already fully insulated the house. I'm showing you the video report. This is the beautiful house we ended up with after insulation. Everything is insulated here. It looks nice. The corners are like this, and the inner parts are insulated too. The outer corners are the same way. They're cut. We cut them like this, at a certain angle. Alright, now let's go. I'll show you what's next, what we got. Everything here is insulated. I'm showing you up close so you can see everything clearly and nicely. Here, our wall is ready. We took apart the eaves here. There will be a cold attic there. Later, we'll make a lattice for ourselves here. We'll cover everything with soffits. We also attached it with special fasteners. At the beginning of the video, I showed what kind of fasteners they were. We also put roofing felt under the board.
So, well, what now?
We've already wrapped the walls. We'll start installing soon.
He came.
Alright guys, let's get up on the roof. The client showed me a little hole like this. You see there's a bay window. We have this kind of roof here, I've already shown you. And here we have this little hole.
Oh.
So the roof junction is done modestly.
So guys, recommendations from
me personally, I have a lot of experience in finishing work. I'm a finisher. I see all the nuances, the pros and the cons.
that's why.
The roofing.
Simple ones, everyone will be fine.
Respect to you and all the roofers, much respect. Make some noise in the comments, write a lot of comments. I also allow you to criticize me on your own channel. Also, don't forget to like and repost my videos on your social networks such as VKontakte, Instagram, Odnoklassniki, basically Facebook and so on.
That's all. Take care. Respect to everyone.